Jaraf and welcome to my channel AAE Production. So guys, this is the third vlog of my channel and today I'm going to share with you something, but before sharing anything I want to tell you that tomorrow is my exam. Tomorrow is my exam is business English, so it's a tough subject, yes. So I am a little nervous. Here's the thing guys, nervousness. I know that lots of students are seeing this video and I want to share with you something before one night before exam, because in this is the night when people get nervous or sometimes very much conscious that it becomes a nightmare guys, because some people are very scared about examination and they feel so much scared that they can't even give the exam next day because they fall sick or something guys. So it's not good for your health, or not only health but also your exam. So I'm going to show that how can you calm your mind and soul and your heart before exam and try not to get stressed guys. So today I'm going to show my study process and my study process to how to be relaxed your mind and study, and some tricks I'm going to show you so that you can study like that and don't get tensed guys, because exam is not a tension thing guys. Yes, exam is very important, but sometimes it's a very good thing guys. So I'm going to show you some tricks and how to calm your mind and how to give exam guys. So let's start then. My process, I hope it will be very helpful to you guys. I want to tell you that the business English is the subject is about the communication. So to make some communications we have to learn how to communicate, and there's lots of notes about that that we show you guys. And there's another sheet. There's a lot of sheet. It's a bigger one. I guess it's a very fat. Yes, and there's the sheet here. These are the sheets. Yes, there's lots of sheet, guys. There are some students who get tense because of these big sheets, so that they think that they have to study a lot. That's why they study a lot, but they couldn't get exam very well because of the supercharged mind, and they can't express that well, and they forgot because of tension and something else. Yes, because there's a lot of things. It becomes a nightmare for some student guys. So I want to tell you that you don't have to read. I know you have to go through the sheets, but you don't have to read the whole thing, guys. Because here's some key points, guys. Because as you can see, there's lots of sheet, but when you go through this, you can find some keywords and some important lines. Which will be very helpful to you to get made up your mind about that thing, guys. Let me show you about for example, as an example. Okay, so guys, let's get through the first page to show you how some keywords. First you can see the cultures and communications. Okay, so through this subtitle you can understand that what could be in this, because it's about the communication and about the culture. That means you can make something in your mind and you can understand what is the meaning of this subtitle. Now let's check through the next subtitle. That's intercultural communication. You understand completely that what is the meaning of intercultural. Let me say inter means intercontinental, and the culture means your customs, your rituals and communication, as you know that. So you can understand properly that how this what about this, the whole thing of this. Let me show you. There's a very big thing. Lots of students found very difficulty to read the simple simple things, because I underline that to study, but some students read the whole thing. As you can see, there's lots of things here and here too, but you don't have to study the whole thing. You just have to understand and understand these key points about that you can easily understand what these subtitles is about and what has written here also. Let me show you the other thing, and that is the what is team communication. Through the subtitles, I know you clearly understand what is you understand that this is the communication which happened in a group. So as you can, and this thing is also written in a very detailed way and a very formal way to understand that you can so that you don't have to memorize the whole thing of these guys, because you can understand properly what is about through this line also. So after reading the whole thing at once, you will understand what is the meaning, what is the meaning of the team communication, and you will memorize it very quickly and very, so you don't have to memorize the whole thing. You just have to understand the key point, what's the team communication. You know, sometimes students can't find some questions, that's why they feel very upset, and sometimes they feel very tensed, so that they couldn't, if they couldn't find the questions, they can't study and they feel very tense, and this is also a reason for bad to do bad in the exam. And I want to say another thing, that some questions sometimes is easy, but sometimes is very difficult. So some students felt very intense because of that, because of the difficult questions. So I want to tell you that you don't have to worry, because there's a lot of tough question, but if you understand the main thing of the question at any question, then you will answer it very easily, guys. So sometimes you find those questions here which is very difficult, different kinds of sheets, books, but I want to tell you that you can find this also on internet also. Let me show you something, how I study, because it's about my study, and this is my sheets, and that's how I study. If I felt difficult through this question, I always do this. This is my laptop, guys. So here's the thing, guys. If I find difficult any question, very problematic, and sometimes feel very difficult, like there's some question in this sheet and answer to, but answer is too difficult, so it's very hard for me to memorize the whole thing. So here I do that, I usually search the Google, guys. Yes, because Google gives me a lots of answer about that question, guys. I usually read from this guy more than the sheet. I take sheet to understand the main thing, and then I search the subtitle in that, and I try to find answer. And sometimes I go to the YouTube, guys. Yes, because sometimes YouTube gives me some things, some hints about that question or some book which is about, and I can read easily, guys. That's the very easiest way to read anything, guys. And you can also use some apps, guys, to read books, and sometimes, because these things are very useful for me, guys. I personally use that for some time, and it's very helpful. Like I can give you that advice that you can use this, and you can find the easy answer, and it will be very helpful to give an exam with a very tension-free mind, guys. I can say that. Now, guys, I already shared something about this study purpose. So now I'm going to talk about time, guys. There's a lots of students, guys, who read 10 hours, 12 hours, the whole night, sometimes the whole day, the whole night, and then they give exam, and they then because they didn't sleep because of this tension and because of this nervousness, and that's a very bad for health, guys. I say that, guys. So let me tell you about that. You don't have to study that hard, guys. Because I saw lots of students who study a lot, guys. I have some friends who studied a lot but couldn't get good marks in the exam because of that tiredness of the mind. They couldn't sleep because of tension, so the exam goes wrong before them, guys. But I also have some friends who studied a very short amount of time and they get good marks in the exam, guys, because they know this technique, guys. Because there's a lots of state of mind, guys. There's some state of mind, guys, that if you study one time you can memorize the whole thing. There's some student, but so there's some quality equal times, a good time. By the grace of Allah, I don't have to read that much because I use a technique which is very helpful to me, and I'm going to share with you guys that you don't have to 12 hours 15 hours to get a good marks. And if you go in the exam, guys, you just have to focus because you have to focus on your study. Then give yourself and your study only 2 hours a day, guys. Yes, yeah. Let me tell you that when you study these 2 hours, you please don't think about anything, guys. Give yourself only 2 hours for study, guys. Read the whole thing, memorize the whole thing. There's some techniques I show you to use that and study for 2 hours only straight, guys. No phone, no social media. Cut this for 2 hours, guys, and then you can see the result, guys. Your mind will be fully charged. I mean, the 75 or 80% of your mind will be charged, guys, with this study. And after that, when you when you going to the exam hall, give the exam, you can see that how good will be your exam, because your mind will be fully charged and you can answer all the question very good. Because if you study 12 or 15 hours, your mind will going to be tired and you will feel sleep through this process, because sleep is very important for every human, guys. Yes, if you give exam with a tired mind, you won't get a good result, can't give a good answer in the exam, guys. That's the main thing, guys. In my opinion, you don't have to study that long amount of time. Just give yourself 2 hours straight in study every day, then you'll see the result that you will get a good mark in the exam, guys. I can guarantee you that. I already studied 1 hour. Now I'm in a little short break because taking break is important, because your concentration will go here and there, as you know, the guys. So a little break is important. So now I'm going to study again for 1 hour, because I studied last 1 hour. So now I'm going to study again 1 hour. So let me show you what I do through the study, so it would be a little helpful to you guys.
One hour later.
I studied for 1 hour and I tried to concentrate myself on studies so much here. Now I finished my studies almost. Yeah, so it's now 10 p.m. Yes, so I'm going to sleep now because that's my routine, that I always sleep early. That's because I got up early in the morning and do something for I job outside, that's why. So yeah, now let me show you that I finished my subtitles, which I told you about that. I read like that, so I have a lot of good ideas about that. So I searched some from here, and I tried to find everything from the subtitle and get some ideas about that. So now my mind is charged, so I'm going to revise at morning. Yes, but before getting sleep, I'm going to show you magic. Yeah. So guys, this is the magic, guys. So count with me, guys. 3, 2, 1. Bam! It become morning like a switch on and off. No, guys, it become 6 hours. I already slept and I got up in the morning. Yeah. So now, guys, I'm going to revise my exam things, because after a few hours the exam will start. So now I'm going to show you about now, because some students when feels very nervous in this time, because this is the time when they become very much nervous. Their nerve has become up to the mountain like Mount Everest. Yeah, guys, in this time they feel so much nervous, then they fall sick. These few hours is a very tough some people, but let me tell you guys, it's no need to worry. Just take a breath, or some deep breath for some time, then it will be alright, guys. Like, take a deep breath for some time and you will feel the confidence up to the peak, guys. Yeah. Before start study, I always try to make a confidence of myself that I can do this. So I sit in my bed and try to think, not to think about anything, and take a deep breath, guys. Yes, because it's the thing that if you take a deep breath in the morning, the whole concentration will be good, will be increased, and you will be very focused, guys. Because in the morning, every people will be very focused. If you study anything in this morning, then everything will be go through your mind, guys. Because your mind is not full empty. Yes, guys. So if you study anything now, your mind will get there so much instantly, guys, and you will memorize very clearly. Yes, guys. Now, if you got up early in the morning and think about studies, so that should be very good. But take sometimes and take a deep breath for sometimes. Sit there and try and close your eyes and take a deep breath, guys, and see what happens after that. Then study for 1 hour, 2 hours, revise everything, then get ready for the exam.
2 hours later.
I finished my study and I'm fully confident now that I can do well in my test today. Yes, I was pretty nervous at last night, but I am very confident now. So I think it's time to go now because my university is far, so I have to leave in some time. So I have to fresh and I have to eat something. Yes. Yeah guys, so for those students who think that is a nervous time, so I want to tell you that use this methods guys, because it's very effective. I used it for lots of time, because almost 3 or 4 years, and I get very good results by the grace of Almighty Allah. Yes, and you can also use it too guys. I'm ready now to go to my university to give exam, and this is my admit card. Without this I can't give the exam guys. So guys, I'm pretty excited because I go through all my suggestions and I read all those, and I am pretty confident that I will give a good exam. So guys, let's go to the university then.
30 minutes later.
I'm in front of the university now. I'm going there. So yeah, my exam is going to start in a half an hour. Some students go from here to back home because of the fear of the exam, but I want to tell you that don't get afraid. If you use those tactics which I have shared with you, then you will do good in the exam guys. I can assure you that guys. So I'm now going to give the exam after half an hour. Now I have to dictate the revision. So guys, I finished the university and my exam is going to be in a few minutes. So now I'm going to give a little revision. I'm going to revision my whole suggestion which I read from house. Yes, I think taking revision is good for some time. So I will see you again after exam guys.
2 hours later.
So guys, I finished my exam and now I'm going to home now. My exam goes pretty good and I was very confident. So your question becomes very easy to me because of this tactics. So I hope you will use this tactics guys. If you like this video, please give a big thumbs up, subscribe this channel and give a notification for being on the notification squad guys. Looking out to well-being, I'm going to leave now. Bye bye and peace out.